It's the biggest show in town. There's so many complexities, and I can see what you're saying. It's so hard to predict because in each one of the states, as Annalise reported earlier, they've got different voting systems. Thank God for the AEC is all I can say, because when we have our election nights, we know there's one system and that's it. Over there's 50.
Yeah, it's pathetic. I don't understand why they don't do something about it, because the voting systems are radically different in some places. So I don't know how they get by, but they're the #1 nation in the world, so I guess they just get by.
Yeah, well, and it relies on various moments. Say, if you go back to Al Gore and George W. Bush, it relies on an individual to accept the result, even when there is huge discrepancy around, in those days, what were known as the hanging chads. And and as I say, it relies on the goodwill of one or two individuals sometimes to keep that system afloat, Richo.
Yeah, I think keeping that system afloat, you've just made the point, without knowing it, I think, of how difficult it is. Imagine a country like the United States, and the best they could come up with was Bush versus Gore. You wouldn't feed either of them. It's just pathetic. It's so rare that someone of real talent gets up in America. There aren't many Clintons that get up.
No, there aren't. And this race, though, you still think Harris will get there. Is your judgment on the basis of the fact that the women will get her there? Why do you sort of lean towards Kamala Harris securing the White House?
Well, the polls are dead even, so you can't pick it from the polls. Therefore, it's a matter of who gets the mob out to vote, isn't it? It's a matter of how do I guarantee that my team turn up. Well, I think the best way of doing that is to run a woman, because they've never had a woman president. And a lot of women would love to see it, and I think that makes it easier to go out and vote Democrat on this election.
I want to. These are the pictures coming in from Georgia. Richo from Trump's rally. He's going to speak shortly. He is trying to maintain that energy and momentum through to the end. You can say a lot about him, but he, whether you love him or loathe him, he's not someone who is going to wilt in the final stage. He's certainly throwing everything at it again.
No, he's a fantastic campaigner. He has limitless energy, and he just goes for it and goes for it and goes for it. Never stops. I've got great admiration for that. He's one of the best campaigners I have ever seen. He mightn't be much of a president, but he's bloody good at campaigning to get there.
Richo, great to chat as always. I'll talk to you later in the week when we have a better indication as to what on earth is happening in the United States. Thanks, Richo.